Hello everybody, this is the EpicGamingGuru, and this time I have an interesting discussion that I need to talk about with my channel because a lot of people were wondering a little bit in the past like why I stopped streaming Hunt Showdown or why I stopped making any form of game videos or anything that involves Hunt Showdown in general, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Hunt Showdown was one of the type of games that I could not let go of. I played Hunt Showdown for hours. It is one of the longest Steam games that I've ever played in my entire library. I loved Hunt Showdown for what it was, its environment, its direction, even if its lore, it's still pretty good. However, despite me saying all that and everything else that Hunt Showdown used to be good in, I don't understand at all what Crytek wants to do with this game. I really don't. I've been trying to understand what direction Hunt Showdown has been trying to go to for the past nearly 5 to 6 months already. Their newest update basically killed this entire franchise. Like, there is no other way that I could see Hunt Showdown recuperating any of its player base based on the actions that Crytek has continuously tried to attempt with the game. Now, I'm not talking about Murder Circus as an event. I'm talking about just in general of the updates. Like, every little thing that Hunt Showdown has tried to add to make it to make itself, in other words, better of a video game has failed in every single attempt. There is a huge reason why the game is losing a massive amount of its player base, and it has a lot to do with the misdirection that Hunt Showdown has placed itself in. Now, what I mean by misdirection is not the way the game is basically structured around with the events or any of the skins themselves feeling like they don't really belong in the game. This is already a fantasy-based type of extraction shooter. It is one of the most unique style of, I would even say, arguably to this day, of an extraction shooter, which I think it does a very good job of. But the problem is that what I mean by misdirection is that it doesn't seem to it's weird to describe this. Like, it's a game where you have a concept, you have a direction, but then you start adding stuff to it that doesn't feel like it needs it, and then that's where misdirection comes in as a problem, especially for a game like Hunt Showdown, where it feels like they're adding too much and not focusing on what they already have. A very good prime example of this has got to be how the UI is now. The UI is terrible. Did Hunt Showdown need a full UI change? No. No, it didn't. Hunt Showdown never needed a full UI change. The only thing Hunt needed was anything to make the UI that it already had better. A good prime example of this was to add quality of life changes that would have made the UI stay the same while simultaneously adding more better features for the game. Even on the last bit of this video that I have for the UI, just to show how horrendous it is such a goddamn chore to get around the UI in Hunt Showdown. It is one of the worst UIs, especially right now in video game history. I don't know how you make a main menu so intolerable that it makes it almost impossible to make any form of change on a weapon or loadout based on how the UI is. Even Tarkov's UI does a better job than Hunt Showdown's, and that says a lot because that can be very confusing to navigate too. I could literally make this whole video based on the fact that the UI is basically the main reason why so many players have left Hunt Showdown. It is so bad that nobody has the patience of going through it, and I can't blame anybody because even when I understood how to get past the UI using a combination of both keyboard and mouse clicks, it's still a piece of dog shit. It's still a giant smelly piece of dog shit. So why the fuck am I even gonna bother trying to understand a UI system that was already perfectly fine to begin with? I just don't get it. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is, and I'm deeply sorry for not mentioning this, I could literally talk about the UI all day if I wanted to. The thing that I forgot to also mention is that I don't understand what Hunt Showdown is trying to be. It's like it's trying to be a competitive shooter, yet it makes changes that makes the competitiveness fail in every single obstacle along its way. There used to be a time where even Hunt Showdown had a very terrible leaderboard system. They've had an MR system that wasn't also working very well. Then on top of that, the bugs and glitches on this game are legendary. It's as if every time there is an update, Crytek somehow finds a way to unfathomably make the game worse in condition than it already was. I don't know what it is, but somehow Crytek always finds a way to make Hunt Showdown even more unplayable than it already was. I wish I was being sarcastic about the bugs and glitches on Hunt Showdown in general. Every single time there's an update with Hunt Showdown, somehow Crytek finds a way to make it just worse and worse and worse, and I don't even understand why. Hunt Showdown has existed for years now. This game has been out for more than about, I would say, 8 to 10 years, maybe around that time already. It's about to be the year 2025, and yet somehow the game still gets even worse in condition. I'm surprised that they could do a graphic upgrade to this game, and somehow, even with the graphic update, even with better changes to the actual UI system when it comes to actually playing the game, such as centering your crosshair and anything else like that, like, I think that these type of updates are relatively good. But every time Crytek adds a good update, they make it 100 times worse with all the bugs and glitches that get involved with that update, or even just a minor change. I'm just so sick and tired of dealing with Crytek with their bullshittery when it comes to fucking updates. Like, it's unbelievable. I've never seen a video game get more buggy and glitchy as time rolls on as Hunt Showdown. That itself deserves a record. I don't know what kind of record they would deserve, but if there was a giant turd fucking trophy of bugs and glitches of just flies flying all over the fucking trophy, Crytek would deserve it at this point. I would have honestly traded a better working game, a better working concept for a game, a better direction for Hunt Showdown if it would mean not going to the next engine update. I feel like as though Crytek never play tested their entire update and just somehow assumed that it was going to work well upon release. The real sad part about this entire video in general is the fact that when I talked about Hunt Showdown in a more positive light, that was less than 6 months ago. It took them less than half a year to ruin an entire game. Like, how is that even possible? I have yet to see any other video game that somehow shuts itself down faster than Hunt Showdown. No other video game that I played that so many players have enjoyed in the past die off faster than Hunt Showdown. I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, it's as though Crytek is doing everything they can to ruin this game, and I just don't understand why. They were already heading in a positive direction for the game, so why in the world add updates that just make it even worse? I don't get it. I am lost for words. I really am. I am completely lost for words. Hunt Showdown is the only game I've seen and played that just gets worse as time goes by. Whether or not this is going to be an accepted concept for Hunt Showdown, or whether or not Hunt Showdown is going to vastly improve, I sincerely doubt it. It hasn't improved since the ridiculous skins have been added, which I don't mind. I think that adding ridiculous skins to a video game is perfectly fine. You can add ridiculous concepts to a video game as long as the game actually works and is fun to play. But since Hunt Showdown is such a buggy, broken, glitchy, like absolutely broken concept of a video game, let alone unbalancing is now an issue in the game, which I didn't even know was physically possible because of the update, then I don't know what to do then. Like, I can't come up with anything positive to say about Hunt Showdown at the moment, and I just don't see it improving anytime soon. So I'm just gonna have to cut my video and end it here. I know that there's a lot more that I could have talked about with Hunt Showdown, but at the state of play that it is right now, I'm just not interested in it. I have not been interested in Hunt Showdown since their new engine update because of not only the UI, but all the bugs and glitches that just immediately happen every single time freaking Crytek decides to unleash an update into the game. This has been EpicGamingGuru. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed it that much, and I will see you all on the next one whenever I get a chance to make yet another discussion video. But until Hunt Showdown actually does some improvements to make the game playable again, I refuse to ever play it again. Either way, hope you all had a fantastic day, and I'll see you all next time.